right start for Andheri, other than the loss of their captain. Certainly haven't slowed down, and with the likes of Iqbal Abdullah coming in at number 3 as pinch hitter, I reckon they're not going to slow down. Hirwadkar's shown his attacking intent.
Also, Gautam, there's something about the energy of a knockout, isn't it? Something feels very different. Just as we walked into the stadium, you look at the ground staff, you look at people from the broadcast crew. It's a different feel, straying down the leg. And you've covered a number of these massive knockout games over the years, and there is no explanation to it. It's just one of those intangibles, isn't it?
There is a buzz. Among the many different things, of course, was the fact that our cameraman at the toss nearly lost his job to Prithvi Shaw. He's kept it, fortunately. Prithvi's going to wait a few years. But he's one of those characters, isn't he? Just likes to have a feel of everything around him.
Well, the more relaxed he is, the more worried the Andheri will be.
And for the first time in the tournament, he's going to have 20 overs to think about his batting. Remember, they've batted first every time in the tournament. Kevin De Almeida, who's gone now, has been chosen by 83.71%. But why not Prithvi Shaw? Is there a list for cameramen that's different? These are the Dream 11 picks for players out there. Trust me, folks, he is playing Prithvi.
Well, all these guys have beards. Prithvi doesn't. Maybe that's the criteria.
Oh, it takes a while. You've got to get to puberty before you get a beard.
All of 19 years old. Signature of all eyes in Mumbai. Soon to be across India as well.
Dear, oh dear. Now, even for a Dream 11 pick, you've got to have a beard.
Never thought facial hair and cricket will have any connection, but, well, 2019, down the track.
Manish, very fortunately, you and I are secure in where we are. We're never, ever going to get a role in any of these teams, trust me. No chance. Iqbal Abdullah as well, sporting a beard.
Prithvi Shaw is razor sharp with his batting, and that's all that matters for his fans and for him as well. Thought of a bad pun and then chose against. Shall I? No?
Just dabbed down to third man. I can't wait to hear it.
We're hoping he hits good form later today.
Right. Well, yeah, they have been in good form. On a very serious note, the batsmen of the North Mumbai Panthers, and I think they'll be hoping chase down whatever's put in front of them. It's a good chasing ground. Mumbai historically has, be it the IPL, be it international cricket. And of course here at T20 Mumbai, now in its second season and growing and becoming better with every game.
This time pitched up, picked up, lofted shot, will land safely. Will it go all the way? No, not quite. Much like a golf tee off, lands and just stays there. The idea was right, Gautam. Just lift it, loft that ball over mid-on.
Yes, your wonderful Mumbai outfield, that's better than outfields in Delhi. The thing is, the ball plugged because of the sandy surface here. So we can have that discussion going.
Careful, careful, you're in my city. Although, I got a long, detailed, insightful lecture from a Bangalore boy a little while ago when I was trying to take a dig at Gautam on which city has a better outfield.
Well, I can tell you, this is... I can tell you the Wankhede is wonderfully manicured, beautifully looked after. It's lightning quick, but what you have to remember is the surface underneath it, which has got nothing that you can control yourselves. And we've got all the regions represented here. I'll take ownership of the north and the east for the moment. Charu Sharma is there from Bengaluru, and we know the Chinnaswamy. It's a beauty down there.
Good recovery, Gautam. Good recovery. You're safe.
Oh, that's a good finish to the over from Atif Attarwala. 3 overs, 24 for 1. The batsman inquiring for a wide. Rahul Sawant set to come into the attack from the pavilion end. We've had 3 overs of medium pace. We're going to try to the best of our abilities to not make any more digs about how much left-arm spin has been bowled in this tournament. But yet again, we are seeing the left-arm spinner to another.
Slipping place, shot, hit away, unable to pierce that in-ring.
I've always wondered when you talk about a leg spinner bowling to another, a left-arm spinner bowling to someone who has that craft himself, how much it actually helps when you've got bat in hand. Especially for someone like Iqbal Abdullah, who's not a natural all-rounder, but just someone who enjoys his batting.
I wonder if bowlers are able to better judge what another spinner is going to do. Does Iqbal Abdullah understand better what Sawant will do? Loud shot that would have gone down. Clearly going down leg. One of those things they call R.D. Burman moment in Mumbai. Loud appeal for no reason.
We've got lots of viewers from outside Mumbai, so you'll have to explain that after this delivery.
Bina wajah sur chhedna. So yeah, will Abdullah be a better judge of what Sawant will do? Better than Hirwadkar maybe? The bowler knows the bowler's mindset better.
Probably when it comes to the art of wrist spin, that might be something where you can maybe read someone who has a change-up like a googly, a straighter one, a slider. Maybe be adept at spotting it better.
Perhaps why Tendulkar read Shane Warne very well.
Anytime, guys, come on.
Sachin Tendulkar, that is. We have to keep clarifying because the star of this tournament is the next generation. Straight to the fielder from Akhil Hirwadkar. You can see they've just started to be a bit more conservative. 26 for 1. So inside the power play, things have just started slowing down a little bit after the loss of Kevin de Almeida. Bit of relief from the North Mumbai Panthers, Vikrant Auti, who captained the franchise in the absence of Prithvi Shaw when he was out with injury. Took responsibility with bat and ball. This time Prithvi Shaw hands him the ball inside the power play.
It's been a rather quiet last couple of overs, especially after the wicket of the captain de Almeida. The run rate's now dropped to 6.24. They've got to get a move on, especially Abdullah. He's been sent in for a certain reason, although he is off strike. Trying to slap it away once again. Something suddenly changes, Gautam. I don't know what it is. Is it the pressure of a semi-final? Is it the lack of pace because the spinners have come on?
We've seen Hirwadkar use his feet in the past. Just a little loath to do that at the moment. Safety first, maybe.
This time, big shot. 6 in the lower tier of the Gavaskar stand.
That was a gift from Vikrant Auti. Just when we were saying, is he going to use his feet? He didn't have to. Spotted the length early, rocked back and smash. Wonderful, wonderful shot. That was a really, really big hit. And I think they needed that. They were starting to lose momentum.
It looks like Akhil's come into this game with the mindset of playing a longer innings. He's taking calculated risks.
Now, I want to see the approach of Iqbal Abdullah. 5 of 9, having come in with a role to play. Is he going to play that role inside the power play? We'll wait and watch.
Ranjane better be ready. He tried that big shot. Even if a wicket falls, it wouldn't be too bad. Because if you've been sent in for a certain reason, you can't be, well, 5 of 9 or 5 of 10 now.
Yeah, he's still just trying to come to terms with the pace of the wicket. We've used the 2 adjoining surfaces so far in the league stage, centre pitch today. Over the top of the bowler, and that's going to be 4. Good effort. But again, footwork was not going to be good enough for that occasion. Herwadkar gets a boundary to finish the 5th over, 38 for 1.
The other projects, skyscrapers, pretty decent except for the 4th over.
Live scores, news,
Team preview,
match predictions,
fan code,
fan code.
no ads, pure sports.
This is a better pitch to bat, and I'm a bit surprised that the run strike rate is not as good as what it should be.
Maybe the early departure of Kevin De Almeida just set back Andheri. That could be one. Here's another look. We've got a sheen on it, so it should be reasonable for batting, and that grass really has been mostly cut away.
Yeah, but it's not used, this pitch at all, so there's no wear and tear. In fact, this is one of the better pitches at Wankhede. It's a test wicket. It's the same wicket where India won the 2011 World Cup.
Ah, that's some memory. Herwadkar batting on 166 strike rate. And, is up for the job because when it comes to semi-finals, knockout stages of any tournament, anywhere, anytime, any sport, it really is the magic 8-letter word, P-R-E-S-S-U-R-E. It's all about handling pressure. You can't just say it's another game, although, of course, MSD very famously said World Cup final, so what? Another match. Up, poor delivery, low full toss, down leg, and easy for Herwadkar to send it away for a 4.
Yeah, so lollipop, really a rank bat full toss. Herwadkar seems to be in his nick today because he's stroking the ball well, and that was 4 for the asking.
I don't think Prithvi Shaw is going to be too impressed with that delivery. And Praveen Tambe has had an up-and-down tournament. Began by being very expensive, then suddenly was among the wickets. And looked very good indeed the last couple of matches because he was landing it near perfectly, ball after ball.
And the next thing that happens after being hit for a boundary at that square leg area is to bowl a googly, because that is the safest ball to bowl to a left-hander. He may not be able to play across the line. But I can tell you one thing, Charu, this wicket is a beauty to bat on. So even the googlies can be converted into a drivable ball.
Just have to ensure you read it. Now that was another googly, went off the outer half of the bat. But will not go for a boundary. So a little adventurous there, Iqbal Abdullah.
Iqbal will have to realize that he needs to go for short shots more often, because he's been sent as a pinch hitter. He played beautifully in the last innings that he batted. And he's capable of these shots too.
Swept. Nearly very well fielded. But at least he saved a 4, but did give away a single. 6 gone, power play over, 47 for 1. Pretty decent start. Still to come, Ranjane, their big star, Jatar, Wagela, they can all score runs. Remember, a big partnership between Ranjane and Wagela, and maybe Sheikh as well. So a fair amount of batting left, and that should ensure that Arcs Andheri keep pushing it along. Can't get into a hole here, as Vikrant comes in for his second over, hit by a huge 6 by Herwarkar in his opening over. And Abdullah wants to go big as well. Can't quite get the timing.
Yeah, because this is such a good wicket to bat on. I'm sure Shubham Ranjane, the more overs he gets to bat, is better. And it's high time that Iqbal Abdullah really sets the tone, because for a pinch hitter, that's their mentor, Sandeep Patil. How he would have loved this class of cricket, isn't it,
I was
Charu?
about to say, he might be wanting to leap onto the ground here and say, give me the bat. Oh, such a legend. Goes big, and he may not be able to clear. Is there? Oh, the long on was a little too square. Couldn't get there in time. And Herwarkar gets away with the boundary, but he must have had his heart in his mouth. Went very straight. That was to his credit.
Yeah, he's timing the ball pretty well. Herwarkar stepped out, got the ball in the middle of the bat, and hit it as straight as possible. That's the way to go on this wicket. It is such a good wicket to bat on. The straighter you hit with the full face of the bat is going to fetch you runs.
You could see the anxiety in his eyes once the ball was in the air. And this is much quieter. Will they go for the 2? No. Well, Vikrant has done very well to race after the ball. Still expensive. Of course, earlier bowling within the power play gave 11. Now with 5 fielders outside circle, still giving away a boundary which he'll be very disappointed about.
Yeah, on such a track also, Jaru, the quicker you bowl, it's good for the batsman because you can drive. Look at the grass cover. It's not green, but there is grass. Oh, stepped out, well hit.
I have to add my favorite shot, or my favorite area of the field to go for a boundary, if not for a 6. I say once again, you clear the infield and it's a guaranteed boundary. But of course, he did dance down the track and created the opportunity.
That's really well hit. That's why, Charu, I feel that in the power play they should have scored another 10 runs or so, more than what they have at the moment.
Yeah, I think Iqbal just took his job a little seriously, and of course it's coming good for him, because all of a sudden he's striking at 93. Will they take the 2? No, very easily taken single there. And I have very often said that the batsmen are not pushing the outfielders enough, and that was during the afternoon. I was willing to be a little generous and kind, saying, well, it's kind of hot. But in the evening now, it's pretty cool, and maybe they ought to start pressurizing the outfielders.
And also, this is a do-or-die match. You've got to take your chances, because if you play a dot ball, it's not in the interest of the team.
Oh, well done off his own bowling, but he wants one. So guilt written all over Iqbal Abdullah, who was just ball watching. Don't do that. The Herwarkar was 3/4 of the way down. No harm done. 7 gone, 59 for 1. Suddenly looking a lot better now for Andheri. They were put into bat by Prithvi Shaw, who won the toss and said he'd rather chase one because he'd like to know the total, but more importantly because he thinks, and rightly so, there could be a fair amount of dew. And he would want to subject his bowlers later tonight to be gripping a soapy ball. Oh, full toss, and will he get a boundary? No, long off. Comes racing in, and they get only one off a ball they really should have gotten a lot more.
Probably he could have pulled it to mid-on or mid-wicket. He played it inside out, and as a result of which, but I agree with you, Charu. Take the first run fast, put pressure on the fielder. Somehow or the other, I get the impression that in this tournament, that hasn't been done.
Goes big. He could be in the gap, or he could have gone all the way. No, in the gap. And that was poor. Should have been pulled back in after that big run. He racing in, and once he reached the ball, fine, it wasn't a catch, but he really should have stopped his momentum and kept the ball in. Risky, this shot.
Didn't time it well at all, even if it hit in the, not in the middle of the blade. Probably he could have done better, Vikrant, but he just stumbled over there. You had no idea where the ball was going.
Yeah, we might sound a little rough, but once he reached the ball, I think he also tried to push it back with his wrong hand. Can't push it back with the back of your hand. So you needed to do that with your left. But he'll live and learn. What's happening to PT here? Lots of loose deliveries. Well, going to go back to his googlies to the left-hander.
Somehow or the other, he's not in the best of form. Maybe the sweat is not allowing him to hold the ball the way he wants to. But he's too experienced for that.
Well done. Iqbal Abdullah getting to the pitch of the ball, deciding not to go through with the big shot. But good single. Lots of people in. Nice to see such a big crowd here also.
Yeah, Iqbal Abdullah seems to be upping the ante where his strike rate is concerned. It's a 50-run partnership between the two. And Iqbal has steadily risen from a strike rate of 50 to 105.3.
There's a delay for the tower. Well, that's such a shame because we've had what, 10 days of action and the lights were just perfect, in terrific shape, and all of a sudden, of course, one tower goes off, which is a shame. But just to let you know that Prithvi Shaw won the toss for North Mumbai Panthers, and then decided that he would want to send in the opposition. Like I said, lots of people in, particularly these Atul Projects fans. Fan brigade is here. They've been here every day, and it's a good time to thank not just Atul Projects but all our sponsors who've associated themselves with T20 Mumbai. It's a fantastic tournament, and I hope all of you who offered your association are enjoying the proceedings here. And of course, I know the public of Mumbai is, because they're here, the Wankhede, in big numbers, and hopefully watching on television as well. What happened so far? Herwarkar and Almeida, the Almeida Open. Couple of smart shots by the skipper, and then suddenly that. He was a little late on it. Looked like his front toe might have been hit by the ball before the bat. He was, of course, very disappointed and trudged away slowly. He was obviously hoping to play a skipper's knock, but thereafter Herwarkar took over, and the replacement at number 3, Iqbal Abdullah. Milind Reg is here with me, and he can talk about the fact that teams are beginning to get a little more, beginning to get more experimental, and it seems to work more often than not.
And I think it should be, because the moment they loosen themselves, the adrenaline will flow, because once you get into that groove of defending 2, 3, 4 balls, then it sets you behind. And now I get the feeling that they are really getting after the bowling. The run strike rate has gone reasonably well to 8.48 run rate, I beg your pardon. And things beginning to seem to be happening, because the wicket is good to drive on.
Yeah, well, the batsmen have done pretty well. Iqbal Abdullah, I'm sure, will climb as far as strike rate is concerned as he goes along. But Herwarkar has been terrific. 1 wicket for Prathamesh so far. We will be back as soon as we can sort the lighting out. And we do hope to continue to have your company. Welcome back to T20 Mumbai at the Wankhede Stadium. That one tower had unfortunately gone off, but I think 3 quarters back now. So the umpires must be pretty close to starting the game again. 65 for 1 for Arcs Andheri, who were asked to bat first by Prithvi Shaw's North Mumbai Panthers. He seems to be pretty cool about it. I think he'll be a little worried though, Milind, because his bowlers haven't really bowled as much as well as he might have wanted them to, particularly the spinners who've been right on top. In fact, the medium pacers haven't done too badly. Dake, the only one with a wicket so far. Herwarkar, more than half the team's runs, and pretty quickly it's striking at 170. Kevin Delmeida, the skipper, will be so disappointed. Leg before to Dake was a really nice delivery. And here's the bowling. So Sawant, not too bad, but Vikrant has given 23 in 2. And Tambe too, pretty expensive. So he'll be a little disappointed with the slow bowlers today, Prithvi.
Yeah, Charu, I think the pressure's on them because suddenly they are bowling on wickets which are conducive for batsmanship. Suddenly they find that the wickets are not slow, they're not turning. It's a good batting wicket, and I believe that's the reason why the run rate has improved. The bowlers are under pressure. The balls can be driven, and I think that has played a huge part in the slight weakness of the bowling.
A good crowd in, and oh, the news could have rapid. Who's going to get this? One special cricketer is going to take that away, but if I were you, I'd take it away. I know Milind and I have got our eyes on it because it's peace of mind. It's got a 6-year warranty, a 4-year insurance, so all the things that can set you at rest once you buy a car, this offers it all. And of course, it's a great machine, without question. All the Skoda cars are, so to the Rapid. I must confess, Milind, we have one. So
Yeah,
a white one.
it's a beauty really, isn't it? But then I think they should also have something for the box, isn't it? The best way in the box, and you take it.
No, I won't. That's very, very kind of you. But there we go. We're all set now. The tower's back to full strength. Abdullah, 20 from 19, but Tambe comes back in. 2 balls left, and of course we know that to a lefty he likes bowling those wrong guns. And I say once again, I think he spins his wrong gun a lot more than his regular leggy.
Because he doesn't spin the leggy so much. Basically, his action also doesn't allow him to spin the ball that much. He's coming from 12 o'clock height.
Oh, loose again, and that almost went to long leg. Very lucky Herwarkar that he didn't try and play that more uppishly. That ball had 4 or 6 written all over it, but they get only a single. 8 gone, 66 for 1.
No, short fine.
The skyscrapers, courtesy Atul Projects, still looking pretty decent for Arcs Andheri. If I were their skipper, I'd be pretty disappointed at getting out myself, but I'd be pretty happy with what the team's done with the bat so far.
I think it's a nice build-up to a good total of about 170. That's for sure. The run rate is pretty decent at 8.2. And with so many wickets in hand, with runs and still to come, it's a good platform for them.
So it's up to Abdullah now to keep pushing it. And he jumps out, knows exactly what to do. That should be 6. Into the side screen. That's what he was sent for. Iqbal Abdullah proving that he's a valuable all-rounder, not just a wily left-arm spinner.
Packs a bit of punch, doesn't he, in that short frame. Hit it right in the middle of the bat and dead straight. Absolutely super shot.
I think he'll be a little disappointed. Hit it about 3 feet left of dead straight. Might have wanted to go again, but checked his shot. So Iqbal Abdullah, during that break, might well have been told by his partner and the others, if they came in, that listen, We sent you for a purpose, and you've done very well so far, but we need you to do better, because there is Ranjane still out there, and a couple of others who can bat big.
But he's almost there now. We started off at just 50 as a strike rate. He's reached 128.6, which is remarkable, really. But he must accept the fact he's done his job. Now go hammer and tongs, because the more balls Ranjane plays and the earlier it comes, is better for the team.
I'm sure they've discussed that. Kadam. With the ball going big again. He hasn't really caught enough, I think. Could be caught at the boundary. Oh, a collision again, but have they hung on to the ball? This is the third time there's been a collision on the field. What is happening to the communication? Well, they have taken the catch, so Abdullah may have to go once they sort of see what's going on here. Milind, would you please go down and tell them to communicate with each other? It's really it's so dangerous.
It's unbelievable, isn't it, that at this level of cricket, they're not communicating at all, but that was a super catch in spite of the confusion.
Of course, the umpires are pretty keen to check whether that catch was taken clean, because once there was a collision, I think everybody lost sight of the ball. And I can understand, I too was very concerned that the two who collided didn't get too badly hurt. Here it is again. And catch is taken. Now he'll trip over his teammate, and does he crash into the boundary line, or has he stayed away from it? I think eventually that's just brilliantly held. We'll have to admit, Atif Atharwala, well done. And it's up to the other fielder to have moved away earlier on, because Atharwala, when he landed on the ground after taking the catch, I think has jarred his body for sure, his back. Well, that should be a red OUT for sure. And I think Iqbal Abdullah already knows that, so he has almost walked back to the dugout. 75 for 2. The end of another wicket taking over, 9 gone, 75 for 2. Here's a big boy, Shubham Ranjane. His 10th match of the T20 League in Mumbai. Plenty of runs, over 300, and a very, very good strike rate. He is a true match winner. In fact, the last time these two teams played, it was his 71 not out that was critical. And of course now, Andheri have a right-left at the crease, so that too might be a little bit of an extra worry. There it is again, Iqbal Abdullah doing exactly what you wanted him, Milind. Just go big now, you've done your job. Look at this here. I think from long on it was Atharwala who got there very quickly, and then the fielder behind him tried to bail out, but then tripped Atharwala, who then landed pretty heavily. I think he was more winded than hurt, but looks like he will, after some attention, maybe back. We'll see. Could also have turned his ankle because of stepping on the other fielder.
And he's one of their better all-rounders.
They want the two. This is good. Ranjane has just come in, and he's come in with good intent, forcing Herwarkar to take the double. Let's take a look at that again, Milind.
Look, oh, it's so dangerous. There's no time to say yours or mine. He came in very quickly, and somehow the other, Atharwala, has hung on to that ball, and he's injured himself. He's one of their main players, so I hope it's not anything more serious.
Well, they're icing his left ankle, so, or is it the right? Yeah, because he, I think, landed on the other player and then landed on his back pretty heavily as well. So he must be pretty badly jarred right now. Oh, brilliantly struck towards extra cover. Sairaj comes in, cleans up from long off, but that's another nice double added on. And Sawant is bowling the second over, bowled his first pretty efficiently. Just 2 from it, but now 5 from the first 3 balls. And finally, we've seen some good running between the wickets, Milind.
Yeah, absolutely, because I think they need to hurry up. At least they're running, make ones into twos. And coming to Ranjane, Charu, he's the kind of player who's basically so correct. So he's not going to hit the ball in the air when he starts his innings. He needs about 4, 5, 6 balls to settle down, while Herwarkar at this stage must make use of that opportunity and score runs.
Well, checked that shot, Herwarkar. Knew they didn't get to the pitch of the ball, so playing intelligently. Scoring around, well, striking around 150. And you make an important point about Ranjane. Let him take his time. Luckily, he can afford to because Herwarkar has done such a good job so far. Almost at the halfway stage now. 81 for 2. If they're in the early 80s, they can, with so many wickets in hand, expect to go well beyond 160. I'm suggesting 175 already. We'll see. Oh, yeah. Patted back. Only for a single. Ranjane will retain strike at the halfway stage. It's 82 for 2.
Live scores, news,
Team preview?
match predictions.
Fan code.
Fan code. Fan code.
No ads, pure sports.
They had Shubham Ranjane, but that's how we saw Abdullah being sent back. What a scary looking collision. But he held on to it like dear life.
That's the ankle that we're keeping an eye on. It was not one of those collisions which was shoulder or head, unlike the other collisions we've seen typically. That's high in the air. Is it going to fall in no man's land? That's exactly what happens. It was just almost like a slice. And that's what saved him. He's shaking his head.
All those that picked this man in their Dream 11, heave a sigh of relief. It could be his night. Things are going his way.
Yeah, and it was his opposite number as far as his jersey number is concerned who was under that. Sairaj Patil was the one who was interested for a long time, fielding at long off and long on. Right-handed Ranjane.
So they're going at 8.1 and they need about 10 and over from here on to get to that 180 that was discussed at the toss. Possible. The pressure of a semi-final. You know you've got to set a total for a team that has Prithvi Shaw. Swept away nicely, but the bigger question though, Gautam, is where do they get the other 2 overs from? Atif Atarwa has 2 overs left. He doesn't look good with that ice pack on his ankle.
Well, they have used 6 bowlers, so in that sense, even if you discount his 2 overs, Prathamesh Dake bowled the opening over, Rahul Savant's bowled a couple, Auti's bowled 2, PT, Praveen Tambe's bowled a couple, there you see it.
I'd like to think the Herwarkar-Ranjane combination will perhaps fancy Savant. Maybe look at going after him at some stage. So the challenge now for Prithvi is to put in those 2 overs, stuff them in somewhere, somehow get them out while it's still in control.
Yeah, the question mark will be Vikrant Auti, who's been expensive. Does he go back to him? Does he use Shashikant Kadam for a full spell? All in the hands of that man, Prithvi Shaw. Part-time cameraman, full-time captain.
We'll know in 20 years' time if he's going to be an all-time great. Down the track, drives it. Oh, just unable to get under it for a second. I thought he was lining himself up for a big one. Herwarkar, 11 gone, 88 for 2. Most runs, unfortunately, Aditya Thare's Eagle Thane strikers missed out. Herwarkar is still in the reckoning. He's still not out, 48-34. A chance for him to go past Aditya Thare. 88 for 2 the arcs Andheri after 11. Who will they go after? Where will Prithvi Shaw cover up? Let's go down to Karishma Kotak.
I have with me Tushar Deshpande. A very important game for your team today. So how did you approach it?
Actually, we all know that it's a semi-final match, but taking it as a next match is very important. Just precise planning is very important today. I think my team is in a pretty good condition right now. So just carrying out from here is very important.
Well, the pitch has been changed for the semi-final. So how challenging is it going to be to bowl?
Actually, I think it's a fresh wicket. Actually, I think it's a fresh wicket, but I think the pitch is quite similar to the last league phases because the color is also quite similar. So I think it will behave the same, but bowling on right areas is very important.
And what about the partnership earlier? Happy with the partnership? I mean, it was great to watch.
Actually, they both played really well, but it's time to capitalize from 14 to 20th over. So I think this wicket wasn't important, but it's right now it's going good. Just now he struck a boundary. Yeah. So let's see how it goes ahead.
And Akhil also got a 50, right?
Yeah, he got a 50. It's very important now him to capitalize in the slog overs because new batsman going there, it's not easy to hit. So it's very important that a set batsman stays there till the end.
Well, there's a great crowd over here and they're all cheering for you and rooting for you. So that must be great as well.
Yes, actually, I'm very happy playing in this crowd. This is the first time so much crowd has come here. So it's feeling a positive vibe from here. So let's see how it goes in my bowling.
Let's see, especially with your bowling. Thank you so much, Tushar. Thank you. Back to you guys.
Tushar Deshpande, thank you, Karishma. Yes, while we were away, 50 for Akhil Herwarkar. Wonderful innings. You could see how excited the dugout was as well. Tushar Deshpande keeping a close eye on the cricket. And given the fact that he was chatting with us, you can safely assume he's not one of those who will be a pinch hitter or be padded up now.
Half century for Herwarkar while that conversation was on. 53 of 36. Deshpande said he's got to capitalize now. Great intent, but what's the process? What's the path to going for a big one? When does he go after the bowling? 147.2 is strike rate. Can he keep going at that rate?
The answer is yes, he's going to keep trying. Even though he didn't get hold of that, you can see the intent there. Once he's got to a 50, the only dilemma he'll have is, does he have enough confidence in his middle and lower order to go for it, or does he want to actually bat till the very end? Something Charu Sharma has been mentioning from the beginning of the tournament. You don't want batsmen getting to 50 and saying, right, my job's done, goodbye.
Take a leaf out of Parag Khanapurkar's book. There he is, Atif Attarwala. Looks okay while he's walking back, but he may not be in a position to bowl with that troubled ankle.
Just not coming onto the bat, but it didn't matter for Akhil Herwadkar, who's been in form from the very start. In the power play, he got going. First couple of deliveries, that was the shot of the day so far, that sizzling cover drive, and then decided to rock on the back foot anytime he found either a short delivery or a full toss. Dare bowl him a half volley, he's going to put those away as well.
6 boundaries and a 6 for Herwadkar. He's got to look at a big one. We still haven't had an individual 100 in the T20. Mumbai will be called wide. Yes, it will. Just going across that guiding line. The highest of 99, not out last year from Sujit Naik. We've had a 96 this year as well. All across, he's got the game to play around the wagon wheel.
And I reckon the way he's going right now, if he's around the 18th or 19th over, I think he's going to be very close to 3 figures.
Many, many more in that arc on the onside.
Yeah, he's used to arcs, it's the name of his team. 12 gone, 98 for 2. For 2, very healthy run rate, 8.17. They've got the platform, 8 wickets in hand. They'll certainly be looking to be as close to 200 as possible. It's a big game. You can put runs on the board. Prithvi Shaw's preferred mode was to yeah, if you want to be at the Wankhede Stadium this evening, there's lots and lots of spectators in. But the Ward Wiz VIP box is the preferred option. Refreshments, great company, and of course the air conditioning.
And a decent angle for those selfies as well. Big shout. Probably going down. They've got to go after Sawant, Gautam. They may not have any other opportunities, or maybe fewer opportunities.
Yeah, sliding on the angle. Cut away for 4. That's severe from Ranjane. Just saw a little bit of width, and he said, thank you very much. The 100 comes up for Andheri.
Just on cue then. Looks like they have decided to go after Sawant. They're aware that Atif Attarwala may not be back on the field to bowl his 3rd and 4th. This is where they've got to up the ante.
Had the timing and most importantly the placement. He had to thread the needle and Ranjane did just that.
He made his grandfather happy, former test player. Played test cricket for India in the 50s. So Vasant Ranjane played for India. His father played for Maharashtra under 19 as well.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful story about Vasant Ranjane. A lovely sound off the bat. Yeah, Manish, even if you're not in that Wardwiz VIP box, I think there's a great vibe around the stadium. And look at those numbers. T20 Mumbai. We have to say thank you to the organisers and thank you to the folks of Mumbai for coming out.
Gautam had his phone switched off earlier today. The number of calls he's been receiving for free tickets. Come on, head over to the Wankhede Stadium if you're around. 13 gone, 106 for 2.
Gaurav Jattar, another pretty aggressive batsman down the order. Praful Vaghela after that. But I think this is a pair that has to do it. Just continue for another 3 or 4 overs and then wait for that push at the very end. And of course, we hope we haven't put the mockers on Hirvatkar by suggesting that 3 figures could be up for him, but there's a wonderful opportunity for that.
So then, Prithvi Shaw has looked at Sairaj Patil to fill that hole that he's had to manage because of Atif Attarwala's injury, that ankle injury. Fell awkwardly trying to take that catch off Iqbal Abdullah. Terrific catch that, but he's just got to fill one more. He's got one out of Savant, who's bowled 3 for 17. Sairaj Patil now in. Decent delivery to start the over from the part-timer.
But he's one of many options that he has, Prithvi Shaw, because he has bowled before in the tournament. You wouldn't expect someone to come off a reasonably long run-up and be a complete part-timer. He's not just a run-up from a few steps and bowl Mohinder Amanath style. Just looking at that first delivery, you can tell he's bowled before.
No dibbly-dobblies, as they say. Lovely crowd in. I'm very sure we'll have a much bigger, much louder crowd in tomorrow, Saturday night. The coverage starts at 7:15 p.m. It's contest between Apesh, who will land safely. The Supersonics against the Akash Tigers, led by Dhawal Kulkarni. So, one of the senior men in Mumbai cricket, Dhawal Kulkarni taking on Jai Bista's side. Senior captain versus a younger captain from Mumbai. Should be a cracker, the second semi.
Yeah, they started the tournament as the team to beat, the Supersonics. Won their first 3 matches. Maybe a couple of hiccups along the way, but always knew they were going to qualify for the last 4.
You saw how the Akash Tigers inflicted that big scar on the defending champions in the opening game. This time, played very well. So much power. Got on top of that. Shubham Ranjane showed his class. 4 more. Is this where the Arcs Andheri are going to take off?
Not for the first time. We saw it off the spinner, and now we are seeing it off the slightly quicker pace of Sairaj Patil. But you have to say, the part-time quicker pace, and that was a half-tracker. Asking to be hit, but it's one thing to ask to be hit. It's another thing to oblige and put it in the right place.
I have a feeling Ranjane could be a lot more dangerous now than Hirwadkar. Ranjane is fresher, this time played it with one hand in the gap. 4 more.
As you said, it was one hand just when you thought he was just pushing at the ball. It just rolled for 4. Lightning quick outfield here. Look at that go. But you'll have to say that Prithvi Shaw's choice now, because he already had 6 bowlers, he's gone to a 7th. This is going to be a gamble. Couple of boundaries and then just get across for a single.
Well, he took that right hand off, as they say in Mumbai, baएं हाथ का खेल.
There you go, number 7. One of the reasons for it is the first name on that list, Atif Attarwala, 2 overs for 16, but he appears to have turned an ankle, and we haven't got any updates yet, but his ginger walk back to the dugout suggests that he will not be playing any further part, at least with ball, in this particular game. Remember, he is an all-rounder, could be called in with the bat.
Single to end the over. 12-13 of the over. And after 14, the Andheri are 119, gunning for 200.
The Atul Project's run graph, you can see it's a concrete jungle out there, all except that 4th over. Somebody with vertigo decided to construct a little bungalow for himself. Otherwise, it's been great going from Andheri. And as you said, Manish, at this end of the previous over, 200 certainly on the cards, and a 100 for Hirwadkar also on the cards.
We're expecting them to score 81 of the next 60. Sawant now into bowl his last over. Terrific spell so far. He's given away just 17, an economy of 5.67. Will this be the over that changes those figures? Ranjane certainly eyeing the wrong side now. Good, nice control, tight line.
Look out for the left-hander against the left-arm spinner, because hitting with the turn, Hirwadkar in form, 60 of 42, will fancy himself. 6 fours and a maximum already. Field to him will be very important, because he likes to go with the turn.
Yes, he's got 3 on the boundary on the onside, 2 on the offside. The ball shot, there is a chance for him to cut it through that third man region. Goes down the track as expected. Nowhere to the pitch of the ball. Happy to drive it away. He's got a feeling something's got to give now.
Partnership 4 short of 50. That's a rare miss from the bowler. The batsman had no intention of running. He had to move a few steps to his left. Just a little lazy to get down. Rahul Sawant. Never been a single day. He was in control. Not going to bend.
So who's going to go for it? Plays it uppishly. There is a fielder though. Just that tantalizing length, isn't it? Do I go forward? Do I stay back? Tough one. You know, choosing TV.
Partnership 48 of 36. Fielder gone to cow corner now. Lots of protection. Been an excellent over so far. After the fireworks in the last couple, they've really pulled it back. Run rate had gone to 8.6, 8.7. Now come down a little bit more. Only singles this over. Can he finish well?
Very often when batsmen decided to adjust their gloves, seems to get the impression they're lining themselves up for a big one. Like he was on this occasion, chipped it on the onside, should get 2. 50 partnership up, 15 gone, 125 for 2.
Live scores, news,
Team preview?
match predictions.
Fan code.
Fan code. Fan code.
No ads, pure sports.
The 50 partnership between the very talented Shivam Ranzane and the very capable Akhil Herwadkar. Both have been scoring heavily in T20 Mumbai. And what a good time to once again show form. The first semi-final, Prithvi Shaw, the skipper of North Mumbai Panthers, will be, I think, a little worried, surely, by now, because these guys are showing extreme capability with the bat. Not too much for the spinners, nor for the medium pacers. One of their medium pacers and an all-rounder, Atharwala, for the moment, down. So nothing's going well, and that will continue. Herwadkar straight into the side screen. First ball of Praveen Tambe, he spotted it well, went through with it, didn't have to hit too hard, and it's just getting better and better for Herwadkar and the Andheri team.
I got the feeling that he just tapped the ball into the 6 area. Amazing, what a beautiful shot it is. Charu, I suddenly get the impression that the left-arm spinners that were there are not to be seen anywhere on a good pitch.
Well, they certainly haven't worked very well at all. 23 runs for Vikrant. Kadam 15 in his 2 overs. Going big again, this should be taken. Suppose he got a little tired. It was again the wrong one, and sliced off the outer half of the bat. Karan Nande in for this game, had the easiest of catches to complete, and that ends a fine innings by Herwadkar.
Obviously a googly when he has hit him straight. A tired shot really, not wanted to be hit in that area, and that's a poor decision from Herwadkar to play that shot.
Herwadkar's fine hand of 69 in quick time ends now with 131 for 3. It's been very good for Andheri so far, although their skipper De Almeida went early. But Herwadkar, a fine 69. Iqbal Abdullah sent up early in the order to try and push it along. Didn't do too badly, 27 from 22. And of course, they've got the man with the big match-winning temperament, Ranzane, there. He is now in the company of Bagela, and you have to remember they had a big partnership earlier on. The wrong one, sliced outside the outside half of the bat. Very easy. Did look a little tired and try to repeat that previous ball 6 million.
Not the time to get out, actually, because suddenly you will see 4 or 5 dot balls and the Panthers are back in the game. And Waghela is not the quickest of runners in between wickets. This wicket that has been taken will play a huge part in the Arcs reaching that 170-80 runs.
You make a good point. All of a sudden there has to be readjustment now for the batting side. And there's no doubt that Ranjane also might want to be a little more careful now, because guy at the other end, Waghela, good as he is, will take some time to settle down. And you certainly don't want 2 new batsmen at the crease, so this might be a slow phase, as you were saying. Waghela's done pretty well with the strike rate. Ideally in T20s, more like 130, 140. That's a match-winning strike rate. 112, 10, well, that's just average.
All he should do is knock the ball around, take a single and give Ranjane as much strike as possible.
Another big googly to end with, but not a wide. So well finished. PT got a wicket in the over. 1-3-2 for 3. I wonder what Prithvi Shaw is thinking at this point of time about his own chase. Remember, he won the toss and opted to chase, and felt that the pitch should be a lot better for batting later with a little bit of dew, the ball coming on a little quicker, sliding onto the bat. But the batsmen in the first innings have done very well, and the bowlers have suffered a bit. Atif Atharwala is a big concern, of course, for Prithvi Shaw. Not that he bowled particularly well, 16 runs from his 2 overs, but if he can no longer take any part in this game, then it'll be a big blow for Prithvi Shaw and, of course, the Panthers, because he's a valuable member, all-rounder.
Absolutely, he's one of the better players, a better all-rounder. Looks like he won't come back to bowl.
But it is Atif Atharwala who comes back to bowl. So obviously he's okay. That icing worked, and a little bit of magical physiotherapy. And just when we were wondering whether he's going to be good enough or not, he does walk back in, and he spent a little bit of time in the field. And he is back, which is wonderful to see. I hope he's 100% though.
I got the feeling that his run-up was a bit gingerly. He's not putting too much pressure on that ankle. You can see that first ball was at a gentle pace, really.
So this is what happened earlier on. He took a fine catch, but see that right angle twisting because of the fielder behind him. Oh, that was a bad twist as we see it now in slow motion. Oh gosh, and of course later he landed pretty badly on his back as well. But it's quite remarkable that he, through a lot of support staff help, and this is a good time, right? Good time to applaud the support staff, particularly the physiotherapists. They have such a hard job in any sport, anywhere, anytime. And they, I don't think, have a minute free, the physios.
And that's the leg which is the landing for a fast bowler, left-hander. So he's got to put so much pressure on that. Shot, beautiful shot. Should push the batsman, fielder for us too. Somehow or the other, from day one, Charu, we are watching that they are not pushing the fielders to that second run.
Without question, I've been making that point too. However, I'd like to add, just to be a little generous, that ever since Ranjane came in, they have been pushing for the twos, especially when he was with Herwarkar. But I think he fancies the strike now, so he was in no hurry to take the double and get Waghela back on. Maybe it's the right strategy too for a while. Oh, very well played. Such pro. And now he wants the two because he wants the strike. And it should be taken pretty easily there. An ideal situation to prove that twos are there 19 or 20 times. And they made it so comfortably. And I can remember, well, dozens of occasions when the same shot would have just earned a one.
And he didn't hit it hard. He just knocked it around. Went for the first one pretty quickly. He told Waghela, come for the second. And that's the way it should be.
And of course, this will be irritating Prithvi Shaw now. No skipper wants to give 2 in the field easily. This is a very good spell for Ranjane. He's playing carefully, not going up in the air. Once again, similar shot. Will they take the 2 again? Praveen Tambe. Oh, kicks it away. And Ranjane wants the double. This is quite good, except that Atharwala should have been behind the stumps at the non-striker's end, because Waghela was struggling. And Milind, you've mentioned that he's not the quickest. So Atharwala lost a trick there.
That's good cricket. Right from the word go, they looked for 2. And Waghela is just watching, you know. That's not the way to do it. Struggling to reach the other end. And Atharwala should have been behind the stumps to take that throw.
Well, in a traditional sense, of course, these days sometimes they're collected in front of the stumps. But if you're behind, you know exactly where the ball is coming, where you are, where the stumps are. Sometimes you lose track when you're in front. And I do think on that occasion, Waghela was struggling.
Look where he is, not in any position. Once again, he's taken 1. Very sensible. But at the end of it all, you know, Waghela should be, I beg your pardon, Atif Atharwala should be aware. These are crucial moments in the overs.
And there he is again. Now, had he been behind and collected it well, even here, taken a shot like Dhoni does, Waghela was gone for sure.
That is poor cricket on the part of Atharwala. He has to be aware of these things, because these are crucial overs. 1 run here, 1 run there, giving the strike to the man you don't want to give strike to plays a big role in the finishing overs.
Of course, we can't read his mind, but I felt that he was disappointed that they were taking a 2 and didn't really care too much after that. Gives us some more time to talk about that. You know, once you say, oh, they shouldn't be taking the 2, oh my gosh, they are. And, you know, instead of just being alive and alert to the situation and saying, well, let me try my best. The throw may be off. You may not have had an opportunity, but you've got to, as a bowler, get back to where you need to be.
Maybe that right ankle of his is not allowing him the movement.
That was a mental thing, though. Oh, well tried. Oh, pretty good over. Maybe spoilt if this goes to the boundary. He'll have some topspin on it. Big dive, but too early, or did he pull it back? Well done. We may need to check that. Oh, well done. And under the circumstances, not such a bad over by Atharwala. Come back to that. 1 for 1 for 3. Ranjane playing a very important role here. We're striking at the early 130s right now. And of course, Waghela is just coming, so we'll have to give him a little bit of time. Andheri dugout seem to be, well, pretty calm, relaxed. They know that they have in sight a pretty big total. It's Prithvi Shaw's team who might be a little worried about where this effort will eventually end up. A little late on that, Ranjane. And credit to Prathamesh, who has taken a wicket. So last over, let's take a look at that dive that saved a boundary.
It's a brilliant dive, really. Missed it, mistimed the dive, and yet just recovered in time.
I think he's lucky that the ball was slowing down quite a bit. But we have been saying that diving, sliding, and otherwise, he has brilliant athletic moments on the ground. Not easy when you don't play on lush green grounds every day. So this is a huge moment for most of the players in T20 Mumbai who don't get to play at Wankhede to really show that they too can rise to the occasion when it comes to athleticism in the field. Most of them done pretty well, but every once in a while you see a slide mistimed or a dive that is a little too late.
And that's why I worry about the injuries, Charu.
Oh, well done! Top of middle, and Prathamesh strikes again. Vogela missed completely, lost sight of that slow one by Prathamesh, was completely fooled and paid a heavy penalty.
Just beat him. All ends up. Look at the slowness of the ball. He just wasn't in any position to play him. Dhake is a wily bowler.
Yeah, but he'll be disappointed he didn't read that and let it go in the gap between bat and pad. Just 3 for him today, 1 for 2 for 4. Into the bat. Prathamesh, now having taken 2 wickets, is really turning it on. Well bowled. So Jota comes in, and you were saying, Milind, that he too can strike it pretty big. There we go, 150 the strike rate. Not too many runs, perhaps not enough opportunity, but he's in because Vogela missed out big time.
That's very awkward, isn't it? He was beaten for pace. He didn't read the slower delivery at all. He's a happy man. He's a clever bowler, this Dhake. The more strike runs and he gets, the better it is for his team. Arcs.
Jota certainly means business. Oh, they get one off the overthrow. That's not good in the field. I wonder what Prithvi Shaw thinks of that. Not good. It's the captain who throws it back, and the keeper, well, wasn't such a clever throw either, I must confess. But the keeper with pads and gloves should really have stopped it.
Actually, there was no need to throw at all.
Oh, what happened there? Given! Predetermined scoop by Jota. Didn't work out. Another very clever slow one and a full delivery by Prathamesh Dhake. And he picks up another wicket. This is unraveling very quickly for Andheri, although Shubham Ranjane is still there. And the crowd appreciating Prathamesh Dhake's very clever and accurate bowling.
Just completely beaten in flight for a little dolly. And that was a brilliant catch, really. Look at the way he goes for it. Made a lot of ground. Super catch.
Well done. Just a hint of bat there. And Prathamesh happy to pick up his third. Gaurav Jota couldn't do much today. 144 for 5. Ranjane now has a big task ahead of him. And he's not getting the strike off the edge. Did he really play that deliberately? This is not good for Andheri. 18 gone, just 12 deliveries left. Ranjane will be on strike. 144 for 5. Atharwala will bowl his fourth. And Ranzane has no choice but to go big. He'll be disappointed. Again, beaten by the pace. It was a lot slower than Ranzane might have expected. It's quite remarkable how Atharwala is continuing to bowl. Such disappointment at the Andheri camp, because Yatar also couldn't do much. Now going right across, is well in line, and oh, that's middle to middle. I don't think there was any bat in there, even though the keeper caught that very acrobatically. But Prathamesh Daki was appealing well before the keeper caught that. So surely it was for leg before, and that's what was eventually given by the umpire.
Yeah, the run rate slipping now. Ranjani needs to bat more because he's the only man who can score the runs. But Atharwala is bowling a great line and he's bowling a great line, great length, also mixing the slower deliveries. In fact, he's bowling slow medium, really.
I was about to say, all he's doing is bowling slow, and one can understand why and sympathize because of that ankle injury. I'm quite amazed that he's back on the field, and even more amazing that he's bowling, and that to medium pace. Well, very slow now, but the run-up and the delivery stride is the one that is going to really hurt him. But he's keeping line and length, just nice and slow. You miss, I hit kind of bowling. And it's up to Ranzane now to hit. No, he can't. This one down leg, given wide. I wonder if just clipped the pad or not. Perhaps not.
Let's have a look at that. Did he clip his pad? No. Absolutely. Wide ball. Anything pitching on the leg stump or outside it is given a wide. It's sort of a rule now.
Yeah, it's a little cruel for the bowler, isn't it? But Ranzane will be very disappointed that he missed out on a full toss down leg. Nice and full. Ranzane gave him the charge, couldn't quite get underneath that. There's no pressure for the second. So we'll have to say this could be a very good over for Atharwala, because he's got the new man in, Sheikh.
'85 runs. Sufyan Sheikh has batted from 1 to 11 at a strike rate of just around 106.25. But due credit to Atharwala for mixing up his deliveries. He's bowled a superb spell. He knows the wicket well. Sheikh goes for the big one, and he's given a dolly to the deep mid-wicket area.
Vikrant out here running in from deep mid-wicket. I thought he might have been a shade late, but he was there well in time. Once again gives the supporters of North Mumbai Panthers something to smile about. So Sheikh, much as you, Milind, mentioned that he was a man for all seasons, today he couldn't quite work at number 7. Just popped it up to deep mid-wicket, and even though he was racing in pretty quickly, he completed a good catch, did Vikrant Auti. And Atif Atharwala picks up a wicket for all his injury and trouble. It's now 148 for 6. Ranzane just with a single. And I wonder if he should have actually refused that, but there's only one delivery left, and we'll have to say what a brilliant comeback for Atif Atharwala. 16 from the first 2, and then 14 so far in the next 2, despite that injury.
That's why it was so important for Sheikh. Goes for a big swing, slower delivery. Didn't get it anywhere near the middle, almost on the top of the bat, and hold it out to mid-wicket. Nice, easy catch coming up. That's why I say that Herwadkar should have hung around, because the entire tempo of the innings has been changed. He was batting so well, both of them, and what looked like 170 at that stage won't be there.
And Atharwala will end his spell, having done nothing but just bowled a nice, slow, medium, straight with a decent length. So he finishes with 1 for 31. It's 150 for 6. Kevin De Almeida sitting in the back row centre. Will be very disappointed at how this innings has, well, threatened to end, because it had so much promise earlier on. We were thinking of 175-80. Now we'll have to revise that to maybe 165. And will they? No, Ranzane does take a single. He had backed up so much anyway. He was ready for that single just about when the bowler bowled. Kevin De Almeida today also not being able to get runs. Very disappointed personally, but this is what they need. Sairaj Patil is topping our Skoda maximum sixes, and he will continue later today to get an opportunity to up that tally. And Sujit Nayak 10. Who else? Akhil Herwadkar 8, but he will not be adding to that tally unless they get to the final.
The mantra of T20: get wickets.
I'll have to say Pratmesh Dake has bowled very well today. 3 for 20. Well, 3 now because of that wide. There's Sairaj. He can hit the ball a long way. Had that fabulous innings earlier on, Milind.
Yeah, everything depends on him. He's a good striker of the ball. But get wickets and you're back in the game. You put the opposition completely on the defensive when you do that.
Oh, well bowled, almost crashing onto the stumps, nice and full. And we have support staff here as well. So Ramesh, our scorer, came in and whispered in my ear, there's been 5.5 overs, no boundary. Would you believe it? The last 5.5 overs and no boundary? Very poor by Andheri.
When they should have had at least 8 or 9, 8 or 10.
"25 balls, no boundary." Luckily, they still have Ranzane there. 4 deliveries. Maybe he can tonk a few big ones. And he goes big. Does he catch enough of it, though? Oh, into that boundary protector. And I wonder if that's 4. Maybe it landed just an inch or 2 before. We will certainly check. But this is what Ranzane and Andheri need.
Yeah, another 6 or 2. Let's see whether it crosses the fence or hits the ropes. I think it's hit the ropes, but I'm not the umpire.
Well, from this angle, I'd dare suggest that that's a 6. Went straight into the boundary rope protector. The sponge didn't seem to bounce off the ground at all. And even if it's a matter of just centimeters, I will have to declare 6. Here we go. Where's the ball? Difficult to make out. Close. Yeah, maybe 4. Okay. If that's what the third umpire wants to signal, I won't have a problem with that.
Give them that 2 more. Let's make a good match of it.
Well, it's been declared a 4. So, but a handsome shot nevertheless. Okay, Ranzane, you've got 3 balls to show what you're made of. Edged, lucky. He will take it. And Prithvi Shaw will be most upset. What do? Can't plan for that. Can't put a field for that.
Actually, it's amazing. It was a good Yorker. And it's a good ball to bowl, and yet it finds the boundary. See how well he bowled it. Off the edge. But a 4 is a 4. Good addition to the team. They'll be happy. They've touched the 160. Another 6, and the game is again wide open.
Yeah, Prathamesh Dake will feel like he's really hard done. Wonderful delivery, and what do you do? Edges, goes for 4. 2 balls now. Tries to swing big very late on it, doesn't want the single. Deshpande has to understand that Ranjane must take that last delivery, but what a fine ball again by Prathamesh.
When it hit him, it's high. Maybe the inside right foot, right leg thigh pad is not worn, but he's taking a breather. Really, he's not injured.
Well, he's certainly not showing the injury. He's just taking a walk, trying to shake it off. Last ball, and he goes big, ends with a 6. Almost into the hospitality boxes. In fact, into that balcony. What a big shot to end with. Got underneath that fabulously, did Shubham Ranjane. Such a star, and with that he gets his 50 of only 34 deliveries. What a way to end. And even though he might be injured a bit, and Andheri might have wanted a score in excess of 170, he shakes his head knowing he could have done more. But there it is again, going back in the crease, creating that space to get underneath the ball. Milind, what a way to finish.
Absolutely, super shot. I was expecting that one, and Prathamesh Dake would bowl so well. Gave him the delivery that helped him.
The Ranjane with a 50, and of course Akhil Herwarkar as well. 2 big scores, and yet one feels they're about 10-15 short of what they promised. But 167 to win could take a bit out of Prithvi Shaw's team, and there's no doubt that Prithvi himself now needs to put in a big one, not just maybe a 30 or 40, not a couple of 50s, I think. De Almeida and Herwarkar separated by De Almeida's wicket, and then stands of 60 and 56 were pretty good. 3 for 37 for Prathamesh. It was looking so good before that last ball 6, but he'll take that 3 for 37. And just a wicket apiece for Atif, Tambe and Kadam. So when we come back, the Mumbai Panthers will have to get lots of runs, and we're ready down on the ground for a quick word from one of the players.
Massive 6 to finish off the innings, Shubham Ranjane. What a knock right at the end. But you'll have to say, other than those boundaries at the end, over numbers 16, 17, or 17, 18, 19, no boundaries. Just a little bit of momentum lost there.
No doubt, they really bowled well initially, and we lost wickets in bunches. So they got a slow run rate. So we didn't lift it up. It's okay, but wicket is not that easy, we look so. But we have to bowl really good areas, so restrict them.
You've obviously had a good experience with the Rajasthan Royals. That just being part of that unit helping you in tournaments like this?
Yes, obviously it's helping us experience good. It was a good exposure though. So it was time to execute, and I think so after more execution must be more from me. So it's time to bowl now. We have to bowl really good on this wicket to restrict them under 166.
Just have a, talking about 166 as a target, you were looking good for 190 at this stage, but at the start of the innings, would you have taken a total like this?
Yeah, actually we got a good start, so we were looking for 170, but in between we really lost wickets there, so the run rate, as I said earlier, got low, so we have to set a new target. This is also a good target though. As I said, we have to really bowl well on this wicket.
Well, you've put in an effort, you've got the pads on, you need a break. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Gautam. Thank you, Shubham. Well played. North Mumbai Panthers will lead 167. They've got a skipper who can score that all on his own. We'll see how Prithvi Shaw does. As we leave you for a short break, it's time to take a look at why Mumbai cricket is in great hands.
I've heard stories of legends. Legends who changed the game forever. Of gods who rained down storms from their bats. Stories etched in gold, made from sweat, blood and tears. Today, I stand where they once stood. There are many more stories left to be told here at the MCA. I hope you're listening.
Well, we hope you've been enjoying our coverage of T20 Mumbai. It's a fantastic tournament, without question. We're into this first semi-final today at the Wankhede Stadium. Mumbai Panthers, North Mumbai Panthers, it is, won the toss. And they decided they'll want to field first, putting Andheri into bat. Their skipper, De Almeida, went early, but thereafter some fine knocks. The best by Akhil Herwadkar, 69 from 47. He really set the pace, but might be disappointed in stay till the end. Abdullah sent in early to score a few quick runs, did. And then, of course, the big batting star, Shubham Ranzane, chipped in with a very valuable 51, including a 6 off the last ball, which spoilt somewhat Prathamesh's figures, 3 for 37. And a wicket apiece for Atif Atharwala, who was injured but came back very bravely. And Tambe gave a few runs away but has a wicket to show for it. And Kadam also a little expensive, but taking a wicket. So that means that the North Mumbai Panthers, when they come in, will have to score 167. This is how it all started. Almeida and Herwadkar doing very well. Almeida pulling that for a boundary, and then the first one to go. A leg before, plumb in front, caught his front toe. And the umpire had no hesitation at all. Dake picking up his first, and then, of course, it was the Herwadkar show. A big 60-run partnership between Herwadkar and the man sent in to do the job there, Iqbal Abdullah, who's doing pretty well with the ball. So I think he's beginning to fancy himself as an all-rounder now, and why not? Jumped out, fine shot over extra cover. All around the ground, mind you. And when they went straight, it was almost always very, very rewarding. Now, this is how Iqbal Abdullah got out. A collision which hurt Atif Atharwala big time. He landed awkwardly on his angle, but to his credit, hung on and ended Iqbal Abdullah's belligerent innings. Herwadkar finally getting to his 50. Well-deserved. Wonderful knock. Fairly aggressive too. And then, of course, in the company of Ranzane, there was a nice spell of play for Andheri. Ranzane, 2 boundaries back-to-back at that point of time. And then Herwadkar once again going straight for a neat maximum. Now Herwadkar off the very next ball, seemed a little tired, off the outside edge, easy catch. And his fine knock ended a lot sooner than he might have wanted. Everybody else who came in next, a couple of them didn't quite go too far. Wagela and then Jatar not really adding to the score at all, and adding to the pressure at that point on Ranzane. And Wagela too going cheap, courtesy of fine catch by Vikrant Aldi. And it was left to Ranzane to end the innings with a couple of big blows. This one, a 4, and off the last ball of the innings, a big 6. That's what led them to 166 for 6. So the North Mumbai Panthers winning the toss, electing to chase, will now have to chase at 8.35 per over. Not going to be easy unless Prithvi Shaw has a thing or two to say about that chase as the skipper. We'll be right back with that chase. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for joining us for our coverage of T20 Mumbai from the Wankhede Stadium. We're right in the middle of the first semi-final, and North Mumbai Panthers will need 167. Prithvi Shaw had elected to chase, and he might have, at this point of time, thought that he's given the opposition 5 or 10 more than he'd like to chase. But this is still very chaseable on a new pitch, the centre pitch. Look at that strike rate. Not in the best form in terms of run gathering, but oh, such a delight to watch. I have Manish Batavia here with me. Manish, every time I take your last name, I think of Skoda with their Octavia. Well, they just about missed Batavia, but close. Auti will also be opening, and this is such a wonderful pair for the Panthers. They've done everything expected from them. Haven't won as much as they would have liked, but they are here in the semi-final. Can't argue with that. Both have the best of the early 50s, and both are guilty of having gone after doing all the hard work. But they will be up against Tushar Deshpande, who is the toughest fast-bowling customer in Mumbai at this moment. So, obviously, very important to get off to a good start, but a careful start.
He's got that snotty bouncer as well as part of his arsenal. But in Prithvi Shaw and Vikrant Auti, we've got potentially one of the most formidable opening lineups at the league. Here we go then. 167 to get. Short. Hit away nicely by Prithvi. We're expecting a longer innings. He's had starts, he's missed out. Just that one impressive inning so far. Is this the time when he produces a big one? Is it going to be Prithvi Shaw's night? Missed out on a game thanks to an injury. We saw him with an ice pack on his right thigh. It was a bit of a stretch.
But he's such a master. And, you know, I think he's done this for the team, because ordinarily he might have wanted to just take a lot more rest. But such is the lure and the attraction and the pressure of belonging to a T20 Mumbai league, and that too as a leader, as a captain, that he got himself repaired very quickly, came back and scored a few runs. Oh, God, so attractive to watch.
It was against the Andheri that he got injured trying to play that sweep shot, stressed that right leg a bit too much. He did field in that game and then got out soon thereafter. Missed out. The Andheri, of course, won that game by 6 wickets chased down, 160 for 7. And they put on thanks to Karan Nande. But here we are then in pursuit of 167 for a spot in the semis. And he's hit it away. Will not go all the way.
They're almost plugged, so quite obviously he didn't catch it from the middle of the bat, a little high up. But how quickly he rocks back. There he is, shifted his weight and spotted the fact that it was just slightly shorter than good length. Went through with it. It's just the confidence of going through with it at times that allows you to pull off that shot, even though he didn't quite catch it. So now, as a result, Kevin De Almeida is chasing the ball as a deep mid-wicket. And the other boundary fielder's at third man.
And so that means Prithvi Shaw will look for that gap on the offside between mid-off and cover. Extra cover. We'll see if Tushar Deshpande bowls to that length. That's exactly what he's done. Hit it up and above. Has that landed inside the boundary? Looks like it's, yeah, just one bounce into the boundary. Such a good judge of the field is Prithvi Shaw.
Well, you called it, Manish, and as soon as the fielder was pulled away from the offside, Tushar, of course, would have generally kept it outside off anyway. Prithvi said, I'm going to throw everything at it. And for a pretty small 19-year-old, he really packs a punch. Was just on the up, and the bat might have turned a bit in his hand, which is why it didn't go for 6. But what a handsome shot. Tushar Deshpande might well be telling himself, what did I do wrong there? Why have I suddenly gone for 6 runs?
Shot pulled away. There is a fielder. He may not. Well, he will cut it off. He's hit so well in control. And this time he's run very well too.
Well, he means business. And the important part of that shot was he knew he was going to pull, but he kept it along the ground, turned his wrist, said, all right, I know there's a man there. If I mistime this one now, I might not get away with it. So he rolled his wrists over. Such a clever player.
He could have a parallel career as a top-level tennis player as well. Just the way he hit that from outside the off stump.
However, I think Prithvi may not have noticed that the bottom of his bat now has a little wedge coming out. There it is. Has he noticed it? No. Well, maybe while it was running, because it certainly caught that ball. There he goes. Now he's finally spotted it. Prithvi, well done. We could have told you that. Now, do you want to tape it? It's your favorite bat, or you have another 7 in the bag? What are you going to pull out? I think you'll want another. I think this is the bat which has on the back of it a signature by Shikhar Dhawan saying something I forget now, but something about good luck and whatever else. Score plenty of runs, which he is. And now, is this going to make a big difference, Manish? Because you change your bat, psychologically you think, oh, okay, is this the very same blade or not? But I'm sure they're all exactly the same, virtually the same.
The shot men from Mumbai are very finicky about the bat they use, the implement. There it is. As soon as he notices, hang on, I can't go on without my bat being in place.
Well, Prithvi, we're looking out for you. I noticed it, and it was just a matter of time before he did. So, is this going to make any difference? No! Fabulous! 1 bounce, 4 again.
That bat's working fine. That 1 over up, 12 without loss in pursuit of 167. Welcome back, Prithvi Shaw, giving us a couple of beauties with that bat. Changed his bat, the result didn't change because he knows how to identify those gaps in the field. The North Mumbai Panthers are looking at a total of 167 for a spot in the finals. And we've got Salil Agarkar, the slow left-arm spinner.
He's done pretty well for his team so far. But I dare suggest that it has not been a lefty orthodox day at all. Even North Mumbai Panthers didn't really get too much out of their lefty orthodox bowlers. Let's go. Last ball, last over. Tushar Deshpande is steaming in. And Prithvi Shaw just dismisses him. That was a near vertical bat, that, and you really have to catch it extremely well, otherwise it can go up anywhere or crash onto the stumps. Level of confidence is ridiculous.
Well, 15 years ago, any other batsman would have played that back and across, proper straight bat, but the game has changed. Dynamics have changed. The attitude to T20, to cricket in general, has changed. A slip in place for Prithvi. Will he use his feet and dance on the track? There is a long off. The shot, terrible delivery to bowl. He'll be very, very upset. He couldn't hit that away for a big one.
Yeah, he had the opportunity. It was a long hop. And there he is practicing that shot again. At least a boundary, if not a 6. He had plenty of time. I think he just got a little late on that. And of course, there was no bounce. So I think the low bounce was what he had to adjust to eventually, Prithvi Shaw. Also, maybe Agarkar, just a shade nervous. He pulled the length back.
Much slower. That spun away. Should be called a wide. +1. That'll be 2 to the Panthers. Buys. Not called a wide. A bit of a surprise there.
Yeah, well, it landed well outside off. And then it may even have taken a bit, let's see, well outside off. So just went with the spin, and the player had plenty of opportunity there, Vikrant Auti, to actually play. So that's also a factor there. Did he have a chance to play? A fair chance. And he probably did. Big spin, though.
Again shot. This time he hits it well. 4 more to the score. We are in for a Prithvi Shaw special. It's shot time at the Wankhede.
It certainly is. Similar delivery, but this time he was onto it a lot quicker. Spotted it quicker as well. And knowing that it was going to be slightly lower in terms of bounce, Look at his eyes. Oh, brilliant. Kept his eye on the ball till the very last microsecond.
That shot, the previous shot, that angle showed that how his eyes lit up. There's this beautiful word in Mumbai, khunnas. He looks at the ball with a lot of khunnas. Just wants to blast it away like he has a personal animosity with the ball and tells the ball, I'm going to hit you there.
I don't know about Prithvi Shaw, but his eyes make me call him Prithvi Hawk because he watched it very closely and didn't overhit, mind you. It was really a short arm pull. He didn't extend his bat all the way through and was just looking to strike it well. By the way, that fielder's moved now to deep mid-wicket. And he goes on the offside, but didn't quite catch it well. Such a clever player as well.
Well, De Almeida might have thought, let me just take some pace off the ball and see how Prithvi goes. They still have 8 runs, 7 runs of the over already.
So what he has managed to do, of course, is get rid of the slip. Iqbal Abdullah now goes to backward point. They have 4 men patrolling the offside. Well bowled, nice and slow, looped it. 2 gone, 19 for no loss.
So 167 needed for a spot in the grand finale, which will be played on Sunday night. Prithvi Shaw started off really well. He's changed his bat as well. That hasn't had any impact whatsoever on his approach, his attitude, the khunnas with which he is batting today. 19 for no loss, 148 more needed. They've tried a pacer and a spinner, and they've now brought back Tushar Deshpande. De Almeida, lots of decisions to make.
Well, a little bit of encouragement to Tushar. Kevin De Almeida will surely be thinking, what have we come up against here? This man's ridiculously talented, and what more can Tushar do? And of course, there was some discussion about where do we keep our boundary fielders. For the moment, though, it's Vikrant Auti who's barely had the strike.
Lots of room, lots of pace as well. Slashed hard at it, didn't connect. Was hoping for a wide, a very polite inquiry.
Well, a double inquiry. That's what happened in the first over. Prithvi was magnificent against Tushar, and Tushar is the quickest bowler here and a really hard-working bowler as well. And finally, the third boundary, all Prithvi Shaw's blade.
All those 3 have come off short deliveries. I was a bit disappointed with Tushar Deshpande's length against Prithvi. We'll take a look at that. Again, shot, worked away, no single on offer. I'd love to see him pitch it up. Let the ball do something under lights. We've seen pace bowlers get some help, a hint of movement.
Well, it was certainly fuller, the last ball to Vikrant Auti, and Tushar Deshpande, I have to say, has gone for many in that first over. 11 was it, or 12? But he is bowling express, really cranking it up, running in very hard, bending his back. There's so much purpose there, and he's such a good bowler to have in your side, and Mumbai has used his services very well in the past few years.
Again, shot, this time gone! Unable to control it, too close to cut. It's a big one. Vikrant Auti, who's been among the runs, has to walk back. Will this be the last time he walks back to the hut?
Well, the way Prithvi Shaw is going, perhaps not. Oh, a little bit of argy-bargy there. Take it easy, guys. I know it's a semi-final, everything's on the line, but oh, he's in, he's all right. The umpire did ask him to stay back, and Vikrant Auti was saying, well, the umpires asked me to stay back, even though the opposition was telling him, hey, listen, bye-bye. It got too big on him too quickly. Beaten a bit for pace, of course. A terrific catch, we'll have to say. But Jata didn't do much with the bat today, but that was a fine catch for his team. Auti gone for only 1, 19 for 1.
So Vikrant out he goes for just 1-5, and in comes Sumit Dekle, brought into the lineup for this big semi-final. Forget about those numbers. Comes in with a certain reputation. Welcome to the semi-final, Mr. Dekle. It's okay to give away that one extra. Let him know I'm express pace.
Well, he is smiling. He knows what to expect. Here is how Vikrant Auti got out. Too close to cut, and of course pretty quick as well. Fine catch, leaping to his left by Jatar and Tushar Deshpande. Oh, okay, well, a little angry. Faster bowlers almost always seem to just have more angst. Well, it's a tough trade, and one will have to be a little generous. But what a great comeback. 12 runs off the first over. This over, 1 wicket and just the wide.
Good captaincy as well, inside edge onto the pad. Good captaincy from De Almeida, has kept that slip. He knows he's got to put the pressure up. Sumit Dekle coming into the lineup today, he'll be feeling the jitters. The pressure of playing in front of a big crowd under lights. Semi-final, knockout scenario.
Oh yeah, big match for sure. Kevin De Almeida still showing signs of concern because of 2 reasons. One, the fact that his team, I think, was about 15 short in the end. What a bright start, bright middle, and then just faded away towards the death. And secondly, of course, because of the non-striker at this point of time, Mr. Prithvi Shaw.
Happy to dab it down, just get off the mark. Will not, will have to wait.
Now that's clever calling. Prithvi Shaw, I think, had to shout out 3-4 times. No, 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 no. Because it was his call. And the striker there, Dekle, was very keen to take the single, ran half the way. But Prithvi, very calm, very controlled. I love that. No confusion there. Yes, no, no. Just no. That's it.
Listen to the boss. So what if he's 19? When he says no, you don't run. A wide-ish slip in place. Will that come into play? No, not just yet. They've kept the length short, making Dekle play off the back foot. 3 overs gone, 20 for 1. A good over by Tushar Deshpande, getting rid of Vikrant Auti. He's bowling good pace, backing himself with the new ball. Prepared to bowl that short ball as well. In case you've just joined us, it is the first semi-final of the T20 Mumbai, the second edition. This contest between the North Mumbai Panthers and the Andheri. Vinit Sena brought into the side today. Now bowling to Prithvi Shaw. No slip in place. 4 inside the circle on the off. 3 on the on, including a short fine leg. Let's watch his length. Outside the off stump. Shot. Is it over? Gone. Oh, just one bounce into the boundary.
Where does he generate that strength? And of course, the eyesight. Like I said, Prithvi Hawk. Because he spotted the fact that it was short, outside off. I can afford to give it the big heave-ho. He did. And again, didn't quite catch it from the middle. Otherwise, that would have gone into the stands. And yet, almost a 6. Brilliant. Oh, I think that is a 6. I think we need to look at it again. Big backlift. And he gets ready for the big shot well before the ball's delivered. If it's there for hitting, he goes through with it. If it's not, he taps it down for a single or somewhere along the ground. Just so clever, class apart.
Just that stare. Look at the determination in his eyes. He knows he's got a job to do. Man on a mission, or shall we say, boy on a mission. Wonder boy on a mission. This time pitched up. Lovely shot. Will get just a single.
Chalo, chalo, boys!
Good to see all you guys here at the Wankhede Stadium. We hope you're enjoying our first semi-final.
That's
Good
it.
advice. Good advice.
India's used to exit polls these days. She's said it all. Panthers are winning.
Well, she also says keep calm, isn't it? But, you know, that's strange because it's such a dichotomy. But people who come into the stadium are full of energy and are willing you to do something which is not calm. And yet the lady says something very sensible. Keep calm.
Exuberant on the outside, cool-headed. Just a cool, calm mentality and mindset. Around the wicket now. The pressure did not release that well. Vineet Sinha.
And again, Dekele can see the funny side of it. And, of course, an embarrassed smile by Vineet Sinha as well. Prithvi Shaw indicating, listen, you should rush to the ball and hit it for 6.
If only Prithvi could bat from both ends.
No, but you feel for Vineet because he's been brought into this pressure situation. I don't think he's bowled too much for Andheri, but I may be wrong. Huge wide, the biggest, the widest we've seen.
Pitched up, nicely driven. Got to give him some time. At times we make the mistake of judging the other batsmen on the basis of what young Prithvi Shaw is doing. So at times perhaps we or perhaps the fans might get carried away saying, why isn't he doing what Prithvi is doing? Hang on, guys. The set of strokes is very different.
Yeah, I mean, even the aggressive mind, you need to have a mindset as well, not just the shots, because a lot of the batsmen do have the shots, but the mind doesn't allow you to play those shots depending on the situation, and you question your own ability.
Had a wild swish at it, Dekele. Where was he aiming to hit that one?
I think he was looking at the sky, for sure. Watch his head. There it goes. God knows where on the offside. And you can argue that it was almost sort of full enough for a big hit, but he needed to get closer to it. More footwork, Mr. Dekele. More footwork.
Surely a member of the Rishabh Pant fan club. Those one-handed shots, we saw so many of them from that Delhi boy at the IPL. Missing out on a World Cup spot. That's a conversation that will take a few days, I suppose. India's World Cup campaign starts very soon. All of it.
Really looking forward to that one because I think India has a particularly good chance to bring that cup back.
This time he goes for it. Hasn't hit it well. And that lobs up a dolly, as Milind Rege would say, to the covers fielder. Akhil Herwarkar takes that dolly of a catch to send Sumit Dekele back in the hut.
Dekele was brought in to the semi-final by Prithvi Shaw, and I'm sure the skipper will be very disappointed. Similar delivery, just a little closer to the off stump, and Dekele completely out of timing there. Herwarkar also indicating that, does he wear lenses? I don't know, indicating that something was wrong with his eyes. No score in 6 deliveries. That's a real setback, 26 for 2.
Well, the chase gets interesting. One new player was brought back into the lineup has failed. The other one, Karan Nande, has just come in. 2 down, 141 more needed. A slip in place. Pitched up. Ooh, could have been costly. 4 overs gone. 26 for 2, the Panthers.
Quick check, girls! Left arm around, coming across. ज़्यादा क्या?
Agarkar into bowl the 5th over. Now the 2 wickets have fallen. I'm not sure how much that's going to impact Prithvi Shaw's approach in this semi-final.
Well, take a look at what happened a little earlier. The throw came in from short third, and the keeper didn't collect it. Akhil Herwarkar had to play some football with it, and he's showing the ill effects of that knock on the shin. We hope he's okay. What a fabulous batsman. Shaw pulls hard, but there is a deep mid-wicket. Will they take the 2? Nope, just time for a single. Quite a crazy over by Sinha, the last one. Oh, yeah, well, that suddenly makes you feel a little thirsty, doesn't it? Don't have to be embarrassed about it. We all feel thirsty, it's okay. But a little bit of Bisleri can sort that out quickly.
How thirsty is Prithvi Shaw today? He's got number 100 on his jersey. Prithvi Shaw, can he match that number? His team needs 140 more to reach the finals. He's lost his opening partner. He's lost the new man Sumit Dekle. Karan Nande now. Will that be the 3rd wicket? No, to the left of that short fine leg fielder.
Well, Waghela cleans up, but I tell you what, Nande very, very lucky. And sometimes luck just follows you around. There's 5 matches so far, and did get a quick 40 sometime back, a very decent strike rate. But I think Dekle was just sent in as a right-left foil at that point of time. But I think Prithvi has now decided, let's get 2 decent batsmen in. Doesn't matter if both are right-handed. What game plan is Nande here with? Because he went for that first one, got a top edge, and missed the second one completely. Let's look at the Dream 11 points earned. Akhil understandably right on top, and Shubham, oh, lovely knock again. Prathamesh well bowled.
May not be long before Prithvi Shaw tops that list. He gets a big one tonight. The little vuvuzelas are out. It's a party atmosphere at the Wankhede. This time he swept it away. Will that go for 4? It does have the pace. A fielder's pursuit. Vineet Sinha, very, very well done. Saved 2 for sure on that occasion.
Well, just a little bit of detail there, of course. Very well fielded by Sinha. What a fine over. The last one began with a big 4, almost a 6. Then the big wide. Picked up a wicket later. This again down leg. And he just about caught a little bit of glove to it, which is why there wasn't enough speed. Look at this work here. Fabulous. Well done, Vineet Sinha. A little bit of interplay there between the 2. Shaw wanted the 3rd and was ready for it and would have made it 2. But remember that Nande played the sweep, and he was a little late to get up and start running. And therefore, he was a little late, and Shaw spotted that and waited.
Single to end the over. He will keep the strike, will Karan Nande. 32 for 2.
.32 for 2, still inside the power play, in a strange old power play. You see one batsman, Mercurial Prithvi Shaw. Going to be wide. Not often that you see I've got Milind Rege alongside one batsman going great guns, 23 or 14, but just nothing at the other end.
Yeah, and at this time that Prithvi Shaw must get the maximum opportunity to bat because he becomes restless at the other end.
1-0 and Nande's just got 5. Can't be a one-man effort. It is a team game. We know that Karan Nande can bat. This is what he did against Aditya Tare's team, the Eagle Thane strikers. 50 of just 23 deliveries. So Prithvi Shaw knows what he's capable of. Just that he's holding it back at the moment is Karan Nande. What a knock it was that hot afternoon.
Yeah, he did bat superbly. But batsmen must also understand that both of them cannot go hammer and tongs. It's important that one takes off and the other keeps rotating the strike. And if Prithvi is denied that strike, it could be difficult.
Also, every surface is different, every day is different. The old adage, every day is not Sunday. Well, today definitely isn't, it's Friday. But nonetheless, Karan Nande would know that he's not going to think of, we showed you the 50 of 23, but it's not going to be in his mind. That day is gone. He starts on naught today. Got to start afresh. But Prithvi Shaw looks every time he walks out as if he's got the number of runs like the number on his shirt.
Yeah, tremendous talent, isn't it? One has never seen such talent for a long, long time.
Yeah, number 100 is what he has on that jersey.
How do you select the shirt? It's your choice, is it?
Oh, that was hit straight. Such a trademark Prithvi Shaw straight drive, but
that's the 100 on his shirt, maybe 100 on his debut. So he decided to stick to 100. And we wish him many, many more. He's the prodigy.
But yes, shirt numbers and jerseys have always been a talking point. Yes, as you said, if it's available, you can pick that shirt for yourself. The old days, the number 9s and 10s were always much sought after. Then you had someone like Saurav Ganguly who changed his shirt like we change our clothes. His jersey number, I think he had 5 in his career. 5 different ones.
He did believe in numbers, didn't he, Saurav?
His mother is the one who told him. Any superstition in the family, he'd go to her and she'd sort him out. Apesh, and almost a magnificent catch. Ranjane in the thick of the action. He's got a unique number 700 on his back. And he almost pulled off a stunner with one hand.
That was really a great effort. Look at it, leaping in the air and almost caught it as he was plucking a mango.
Yes, it's mango season now. Maybe he wanted a mango. Number 700 almost caught, jersey number 07 from the opposition. Karan Nande at the moment is 100 on strike. Prithvi Shaw. The flourish straight down the ground. Won't get 4 for it. But even when he takes a single, he just looks so good, so pleasing to the eye.
His bat lift is absolutely phenomenal. Comes so straight and high. Look at that bat lift, wow. And then he brings it down so vertically correct. He's such a pleasure to watch, isn't he?
I think it was Manish who suggested right-handed Brian Lara perhaps with that flourish of the bat. Tend to agree. Very risky there, but didn't quite get the placement. 38 for 2. That's the power play.
अंकुर स्क्वायर लेग
Six overs gone. You can see the comparison arcs. Andheri just a shade ahead at this stage. You don't always want to read too much into those comparisons because every innings follows its own unique progression. North Mumbai Panthers know they have a plan in mind. And at the moment, the plan looks as if it's Prithvi Shaw from one end. Nobody else has started yet. Karan Nande, is he going to get going?
The trick is to keep wickets in hand. That's a well-run double. That's so important in T20 cricket. You can pace your innings and maybe at a 10 or 12 over marks start the attack, but you need wickets. The bowling team, if they pick wickets, you immediately send the batting side on the defensive.
Oh, he's gone. Doesn't even need to refer it to the third umpire because that was dead and buried. Just a little bit of loop, probably held it back, and Karan Nande had decided to go for it, and I think went a little bit too early and gave his hand away.
Oh, it was a beauty. Even the great Bishan Singh Bedi would have been proud of this. Superbly tossed up, beaten in flight. Great ball.
And I guess if it was him, maybe either Farooq Engineer or Syed Kirmani, depending on which era, would have been proud of that stumping. 40 for 3.
चल भाई जगह पे चलो गाइस मिडिल पे नंबर देना हो जाएगा काम सुन केविन थोड़ा टाइम देना हो ये नहीं चाहिए केविन
Big wicket there for Andheri. Panthers now on the back foot. Could that be another one? No, it doesn't carry.
Let's have a look at that. Beautifully tossed up. Came in with the arm and curved the other way. Beat him all ends up in every aspect. And a quick stumping.
How delighted was Agharkar with that. Prithvi Shaw now knows the pressure's on him. It's all been him in this innings so far. 25 of 17 out of a total of 41 for 3.
Ratnil Salvi, just 100 runs at a strike rate, which is less than 100. Shot, not timing it at all. The pressure on Prithvi Shaw is immense now. He knows that he's got to stay there till the very end.
Yeah, we did say just 100, but still having a look at it in context of other teams, the Panthers are the only team in the tournament with 4 batsmen with 100 or more runs in the tournament so far. The takes a single there to finish the over. 43 for 3.
चलो यारो जल्दी करेंगे थोड़ा भाई अंकुर 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 पॉइंट पर आते रहो Sonda. Kevin. Hey, Aisha.
43 for 3. Few worrying signs for the Panthers here.
Jatar.
And I think if you want to see a story being told, that tells the story, the Atul Project's run graph.
बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया.
The green worm just seems to have lost its energy, it's drooping.
The wily old fox, Iqbal Abdullah, he's going to play a big role. Look, he's so dead straight in whatever he bowls, almost as if he is aiming at the middle stump. Prithvi will have to take more strike, rotate it, but it's not going to be easy because he knows that the pressure is immense on him. But he's a test player, isn't he?
What a shot. Won't get 4 for it, but once again, you just have to say that you get excited even when he takes a single.
That flourish is terrific of the bat. Comes so high on from top. Super. Absolute. Once again on the back foot. Just that single there.
Kevin.
Yeah. Prithvi Shaw is so delighting. Look at that wagon wheel of his. Everything in the V. Extra cover to mid-off to straight. Look at that on the onside. Nothing, just a single behind the crease. Absolute top-class batting. Such a delight to watch. He's such a player. He's such a good player when he plays straight.
Once again, even the singles in the V. I think just playing a little waiting game there, paying respect to someone like Iqbal Abdullah, vastly experienced. He knows he's got Swapnil Salvi for company, he's got Sairaj Patil to come, another one of those 4 in the 100+ run club for the North Mumbai Panthers. Only the 4 bowlers used so far. He's gone big. He has gone big. I can tell you that's not big, it's massive. It is absolutely humongous. Oh, what a shot.
Absolutely superb, timed it perfectly. Swapnil Patil can hit the ball.
End of the over, 53 for 3. It's going to be Salil Agarkar to bowl out. Had a wonderful spell, 3 overs for 17 runs, picked up the 1 wicket. Now it looks like there's been a slight change of plan. Prithvi Shaw is happy to rotate the strike, and after that strike we saw the previous over from Swapnil Salvi. Oh, what a shot it was to finish the over.
In the sweet spot. And gave it the whack. Just a single there, rotating the strike. Nicely tossed up. Gave it the full works with his front foot stretched out. And what a 6 that was. Almost went into the first tier. Prithvi Shaw is striking at 138. You don't even feel he has started, isn't it?
The rare delivery we see that's not in the V, but that ball was meant to be played down there. Just use the pace of the ball. Delicate touch, down for a couple.
I was discussing with Prithvi this morning, Gautam, before the toss when I met him on the ground. Beautiful. Dropped him. That should have been taken. That should definitely have been taken.
See the wry smile on Prithvi's face. Kevin de Almeida paying respect to his opposite number.
Too casual. I thought it was very casual, the attempt.
He's a tall man. And just, I think, maybe snatched at it rather than waited for it to settle in his palms. That is high. That's not gone too far. 1, 2, 3 fielders calling for it. They all drop it. They all drop it. Oh, it wasn't a fielder. It was a convocation there. And that doesn't work. The final man who got his hand to it was Iqbal Abdullah. You know who they are supporting?
Too many people running for a shot for the catch. Why don't they say it's mine? Look at it. 1, 2, 3 people.
A reprieve for the Panthers. They'll breathe easy at the end of 9. 60 for 3.
Right, ball. Jet. बाहर रहना थोड़ा Jet. Jet.
Almost at the halfway mark. The required rate is creeping up to 10 and over. Talking about unusual jersey numbers, there's Ranjane, who batted so well at the end, that final flourish of a 6, jersey number 700. We've also got Vineet Sinha, and we'll come back to that. We already talked about Prithvi Shaw. Vineet Sinha has got jersey number 00. We've had all sorts of jerseys. Virendra Sehwag, after he had 44 for a long time in his career, finally decided, forget even 0 or 00, I'll have nothing on my back. He had no jersey number.
Is that permitted? Really?
Well, he gave a very good reason
Look
for
at
it.
that catch. I mean, running backwards to take that catch is not easy. That should have been taken. Too many people congregating. Ball is spinning slowly. So the wily old fox Abdullah is bowling it slow in the air, not giving the batsman any time to swing his arms. The slower he bowls, the slower it comes.
Earlier, coming back to Virendra Sehwag, he gave a very good reason for not having a jersey number. I talked about Saurav Ganguly being influenced by his mother. Well, there was a discussion in the household. His wife, Viru's wife, Aarti, suggested one number. His mother suggested another. He didn't want domestic violence, so he said, I'll keep everyone happy, not have any number.
That's a good story, Gautam. The point is it true?
Straight from the horse's mouth. Now, if you have a car, of course, you need a number there. You can't drive around without a number unless it's a test model there that says Skoda on it. If you don't put a number there, you won't have peace of mind, unlike what you get for sitting in the car. What a wonderful drive that is. 6-year warranty, 4-year insurance. Lots of effort there for just one. It's been a case of butterfingers for the Arcs Andheri. Will it end up haunting them? That's the first of them, the toughest of the three. This one should have been taken by the captain, Kevin de Almeida. And the next ball, as we said, 3 fielders converging. Iqbal Abdullah puts it down. High, handsome, straight. Prithvi Shaw, you beauty. What a shot from this young champion. At the end of 10, it's 70 for 3, 6 number 202.
Live scores, news,
Team preview?
match predictions.
Fan code.
Fan code. Fan code.
No ads, pure sports.
A couple of them really needless, and in fact a couple more would have gone had the catches been taken. Last ball, last over. Prithvi Shaw dancing down the track, didn't try and hit it too hard, just brilliant, clears it easily. Straight again, and oh, just a few inches short of that boundary, but enough evidence that Swapnil can also hit it big.
Oh yeah, he can. He really can hit it big. He's a big boy. And straight, a half volley. Made no mistake at all. The straighter you hit them, the safer it is. I get the feeling that something is going to happen now.
Well, enough has been happening already. Gaurav Jatar comes in, a couple of catches missed in that last over. A 6 hit off the last delivery, now a 4. Plenty of action, hit it so hard over Prithvi Shaw. And Shubham Ranjane had to tumble to his left to try and stop that. And I think he'll be feeling the ill effects of that stop because it was hit very hard. And Milind, you mean something's gonna everything's been happening, everything.
Shubham has been a brilliant fielder. Everything depends on this little fellow. Such a power-packed player. Such an impact player. Just surveys what's happening around him and can play a shot anywhere he wants to.
Well, just a little earlier, Gaurav Jatar borrowed the towel from the umpire and was busy trying to dry the ball. So maybe Prithvi Shaw was onto something when he said, I'd like to field first because I think there's going to be a lot of dew later on. Was that part warning to Swapnil, saying, don't move too far away? And there it is again. Thank you. Our cameras are everywhere. Very concerned that he can grip it well. And Milind, Prithvi may have a point.
Yeah, he does. Very shrewd man, isn't it, at his age? It's amazing that a 19-year-old kid is captaining a team. Great future for Mumbai.
Without question, of course, he almost had to walk back there, or at least Swapnil would have, because Swapnil took off. And Prithvi Shaw, because it had wrapped him on the pad, wasn't quite so keen, and there was almost a run-out opportunity. The bowler Jatar throwing at the non-striker's end, but Swapnil was in the way. Cuts and doesn't find the gap, but this time Swapnil again races through for the single, and Prithvi was late, waiting to see whether he can pierce the gap. So yeah, well, he's upset that he missed the gap, but
You see how
run
late,
out here.
but see how late he cuts it, Charu. Amazing. I was watching you, absolutely stunned by the stroke play of Prithvi Shaw. He stuns all of us also. It's amazing. His bat lift, his power play. What's happening to him? What is happening to him? Because Prithvi is in his crease. Is that any kind of a tactic? I've now understood.
If I were to be generous, I think he's not being able to grip the ball well enough. And that's just been proven. Tossed a low full toss. Will they take the 2? They had the opportunity there, but I can understand why not now. They're not running because there's been a little bit of a disagreement between Swapnil and Prithvi Shaw about what's a run and what's not. So better to be safe than to be sorry.
But Prithvi will have to be careful with the left-arm spinner, because I got the impression that Iqbal Abdullah, once again, he should keep that towel with him. But I also got the impression that the ball was spinning slowly, 1 or 2 balls. So when he steps out to drive, he should watch that spin.
Well, Swapnil certainly got done in the last over because of that slow delivery. Shot! And Prithvi again will be so cross that he could not maximize that cover sweeper. I think, is that the skipper, Kevin De Almeida? I'm sure that's only a single. 11 gone, 78 for 3. North Mumbai Panthers are 10 behind and an extra wicket down, so this is not going to be easy. However, Prithvi is going well enough and Swapnil is there for company. A little more to follow, but Karishma Kotak is down on the ground to get some valuable viewpoints.
I am indeed. I am with Sairaj Patil. 3 wickets down, so how would you analyze the current situation?
If we keep wickets in hand, then we can chase it down because the run rate is not that much and asking rate is not going up to over than 10. So we can do it if we keep wickets in hand.
Looking back, would you think 166 was an ideal total to chase?
Yeah, it is an ideal score on 1 so we can chase it down.
What would it mean for your team to get to the final?
Everyone hopes or dreams to play the final, so we are looking on to it.
I mean, look at the people over here. It must be great for you. I'm sure that's giving you the motivation as well.
Absolutely, it is a great platform. It always boosts you up. So always energizes and mesmerizes me.
Let's talk about your own batting. Do you enjoy that part the most?
Yeah, I do enjoy the bat.
How does it feel when you go down?
I have a certain plans about my batting, so I do go about it.
Okay, I'm going to let you go because I know you're distracted, but thank you so much and I wish you and your team all the best. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Karishma. Oh, he still has to come into bat. Oh, the first false shot. I shouldn't say the first, but a false shot nevertheless by Prithvi, and he knows it, so close to edging it. Ankur Singh was magnificent in the last Arcs Andheri match when he bowled Yorker after Yorker and just did not allow the batsman to get away. That was a great opener.
Oh yeah, it moved a bit. Kirti not in position. I beg your pardon. Prithvi not in position. But yes, Ankur is the kind of bowler who can bowl some good deliveries, crank up the speed also.
Again, in the block hole, and Prithvi Shaw did very well to dig it out. Ranjane comes running in. He's doing long on to long on duty. That's not easy. All right, now many supporters for this tournament, but somebody is very visible. Atul Projects, the fan brigade. Good to see you here. And a big thank you to all the sponsors once again for joining the T20 Mumbai effort. It's been fantastic, Milind. We've had good crowds today. Again, great example. Lots of people inside the Wankhede, and they're enjoying what could be a really tense chase by North Mumbai Panthers.
Absolutely. Coming back to that point of spectators, this year's tournament has been an absolute delight, isn't it? Almost every game they've had about 8 to 10,000 enjoying themselves.
All around the stadium, East Stand, West Stand, and of course the Wardwiz VIP box. That's the way to watch a match. Away from the heat, air conditioned, plenty of service, F&B, plenty of cool customers in there. Oh, hey, yeah, wonderful thirst quencher, Miss Larry. And these girls work very hard, that's for sure. Oh, ow, ow. Prithvi Shaw getting the bottom of the bat, wringing his hands. That hurt. And Ankur, once again, we've got to say, Milind, fabulous, right in the block hole.
Absolutely, superb. Actually, that shock that he got in his gloves, look at that ball. Absolutely in the block hole. I thought modern day bats didn't have it. In our time, Charu, this happened. But look at the delivery.
Well, the bottom of the bat will always serve to jar you a bit. Oh, that could be pretty serious. You thought to be able to shake the jar off, but no, the ice has come in here, and this is not looking good, because if Prithvi now is unable to serve 100%, his team is likely to flounder. Well, again, Sinha almost into the block hole. But that's very smartly played away to leg, and Prithvi Shaw will pick up to Tushar Deshpande. Patrolling the mid-wicket fence, was quick to his right. Such a good athlete. But Prithvi Shaw took him on, took the two.
I get the impression that Ankur Singh is able to bowl Yorkers at will. He's bowled the third one. Superbly flicked, he saw it early, but see how close he bowls to the bat. Marvellous, that was brilliant. But look at the delivery. Almost so close to the bat.
Prithvi Shaw right behind the ball. He's watching the ball so carefully. Again, they decide not to pressure the fielder. And Prithvi might even be... well, he's happy to retain strike. 12 gone, 83 for 3. Iqbal Abdullah returns now from the opposite end, the north end. And Prithvi very watchful to begin with. Here's the story of the match so far. That Prithvi Shaw won the toss, elected to field first. And the Andheri, the skipper, Dhaval Kulkarni, has made the semis. So Dhaval, welcome to Wankhede. Good to have you here. Such a general, I was about to say soldier, for Mumbai cricket. So back to the story, where Prithvi Shaw decided that maybe because of the dew, he wouldn't want his bowlers to be bowling second. So the Andheri batsmen batted first, and they got off to a pretty decent start, even though they lost Kevin De Almeida early, their skipper. And then, inexplicably, for about 5 overs or so, towards the end, they didn't even have a boundary.